This is a presentation of the MA in Urban Design in the School of Architecture, Planning and Landscape at Newcastle University. The course has a very strong identity through its links to local practice, its theory and practice balance. One of the key features of the course is a one-week European field trip as part of a module. The course features a diversity in terms of the student cohort, but also the tutors. The student cohort in the course usually encompasses students who are graduates from other courses in the school, as well as international students and some practitioners. The course engages strongly with the city and the region through its projects and through contacts who appear in the course in the various modules. It's a conversion course for built environment graduates. We have students from a number of different disciplines in the built environment, and it's designed to bridge across the school, so bridging across architecture, planning, and landscape. The campus, as you will see in these pictures, is located right in the city center, in the heart of the city center, and it's a very pleasant and diverse environment of different architectural styles and strong landscape.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk through the main themes of the course. Urban regeneration is obviously a strong theme that runs through the whole program and through all semesters. We have an alternative housing model, or we look quite strongly at alternative housing models in semester 2. Green-blue infrastructure as well is something that carries throughout the whole program, but particularly in semester 2. Community participation and economic viability, again, two themes that run through both of the first 2 semesters. And then we also, it's possible for you to develop your own interests partly through a blog that we'll talk about in a little bit more detail further on in the presentation, but also through the design thesis, which is a self-set project that runs over the summer. There are a number of various different learning experiences. We have a field trip, as was already been mentioned, and various site visits through the course. Obviously, they'll be subject to the state of the pandemic, whatever's happening next year. We have small group teaching in seminars, blogging as well as an opportunity that's there. The course is very much centered around studio work. Co-design is a feature, both in terms of you working in groups with students from the course, but also with students from other courses. And there are various practitioner inputs in the form of lectures and tutorials. And learning will be both in person and remotely. So this is a broad overview of the course. In semesters 1 and 2, we have 2 40-credit core design projects. And then, as I've already mentioned, a final 60-credit self-directed design thesis that runs over the summer. A 20-credit European study trip that runs in semester 2. And then 2 10-credit theory modules that are run in semester 1. This is the design studio for semester 1, which is on a site in the Fishkey. The video that's running at the moment is just showing the site. Or the video on the left is showing the site, which is an old canning factory. It's just coming to view there. As you can see from the video on the right, it's a site that has very extensive views of the Tyne and out towards the North Sea. It's essentially a master planning project where you have to develop a program for the site, yeah.
Students studying in the MA Urban Design acquire a variety of skills through the design work and the theoretical modules. Some of these skills are designing in context, as is part of the discipline, significant aspect of the discipline, context including socioeconomic context and demographics, master planning in a variety of scales, understanding of housing, quality of neighborhood design through the use of building for life criteria, blogging and blog writing. Again, I will say a little bit about the course blog in a moment. Presentation skills, students have a lot of opportunities to present their work in a variety of media. Physical and digital model making. We have a state-of-the-art workshop in the school, but also opportunities to learn about digital model making. Team and collaborative work. There are a number of group work projects with smaller and bigger groups, which is very important for the discipline of urban design. Students are encouraged to be reflexive practitioners, and that is a strand that runs throughout the entire course, including the blog. Translating theory into practice, so design projects also have a theory element. And understanding best practice by analyzing visited, but also case studies from literature. The semester 2 core design project is called Housing Alternatives, and it explores alternative models of housing, both in terms of the product, but also the delivery of housing, alternative to the mainstream speculative house builder model. The project will be based in Smith's Dock, which is a nearby site to the aforementioned site in ARC 8115. The project explores, as I said, alternative models of housing, such as co-housing and kind of bottom-up self and community built housing models, modern methods of construction, as well as live, work, and care in the community. All of these types of housing addressing significant societal themes. The course has its own blog, which has been running for about 10 years now. The blog runs throughout the entire year, and it's appropriated by the students who design it, but also populated with posts, comments, and also write reflexive summaries at the end of each term around the use of the blog. The blog is attached to different modules in different semesters, and some of the inputs are spontaneous and some of the inputs are directed by the modules themselves. The blog is well regarded by the faculty as a learning tool. Also, it's very current, and it offers students the opportunity to be reflective and think and develop their own ideas in the areas that they're interested in, but also skills for their career and a portfolio for their career.
So running in semester 2, we have the Cities and Culture module, which is the European study tour that we've mentioned a couple of times already. In the past, we've been to Milan, which is most of the images you can see here. We're planning on going to Grenoble next year, subject to whatever the pandemic's doing. It's a week-long field trip, tends to look at sort of adaptive reuse of buildings and largely derelict buildings. As I've said already, there's a focus on green-blue infrastructure and heritage regeneration. It's a project that's done in collaboration with MArch students, final year architecture students. So you'll be working with students from another course, and inevitably you'll be connecting with academics and possibly students at the University of Grenoble as well. So the final project of the course is the design thesis project, which is a self-set project where you can explore a theme of your own particular interest. It's the sort of culminating project of the whole course, so it's an opportunity for you to bring everything you've learnt, including theory, into that final project, supported by a number of practitioners. And it's possible to design it on a site of your choice.
Students graduating from the MA Urban Design have a variety of options for employment, and our experience is that our students are highly employable and they go off to obtain different interesting jobs and develop interesting and successful careers. There are direct urban designer jobs. Some of them are advertised in the Urban Design Group website and other places. There's also work for urban design in consultancies, such as architectural consultancies, but also planning or landscape consultancies. Students can work in local authorities, in academia, but also in NGOs and community organizations and involved in community engagement and projects. The main contacts for the course are myself and Martin Beatty, who is a degree program director. We have a course administrator who is involved in all of the PGT administration, Nicola Rutherford. There's a career service for more information about careers in urban design. There's a gallery where you can see examples of previous student projects. The link is on this slide. You can also have a look at the course website, where also this link leads you to an application for applying in the course. And finally, the Urban Design Group, which is a membership organization for urban designers internationally. And it includes lectures as well as issues of the Urban Design Quarterly.